Hello, this video is an explainer on two of the most important concepts in options: intrinsic value of options and the related moneyness of options. Intrinsic value is one of the most important elements when we understand option premiums because a part of the option premium is intrinsic value. We'll head to the option premium video next. However, the focus for this video is purely intrinsic value. How to calculate an intrinsic value, what does an intrinsic value mean, and what is moneyness of the options. So let's get started. Now, whenever we talk of options, and as a quick recap, we have two types of options: call option and a put option. A call option gives you a right to buy a security, but there is no obligation to buy. You tend to buy a call option if you believe the security is going to increase in value. Similarly, a put option gives you a right to sell, but again, there is no obligation to sell. You buy a put option if you believe the security is going to decrease in value. Similarly, there is an intrinsic value of a call option and an intrinsic value of a put option. The mathematical formulas are fairly simple. Intrinsic value of a call option, as you see on your screen, is max of spot price minus strike price comma 0, which means the difference between the spot and the strike is what the intrinsic value of a call option is. What is the need to put a max of the difference comma 0? The intrinsic value cannot be negative, and therefore to put a floor to the value, which means the value does not show up as a negative value, we put a lower bound to it with a 0 in there, and that is the reason to put a max. Similarly, intrinsic value of a put option is fairly easy as a formula: max of strike price minus spot price comma 0. Now let's implement this using some sample data points here. Let's start with the call option. I have three different call options on my data list. Let's say I buy call option 1. Call option 1, the spot price is 25,000, while my option's strike price was 24,400. When I purchased the option, I purchased the option with a strike price of 24,400. I was expecting the security to increase in value from 24,400, and the security actually increased to 25,000. And whenever that happens, it's a profit condition for me. My intrinsic value of the option is max of the spot price, which is 25,000, minus the strike price, which is 24,400. It's a 600 rupee profit for me, and which is why we say this option is in the money. I am in the money, or I'm making profits on this. Take option 2, 25,000 spot price, strike price 25,000, which means there is no profit, no loss. The intrinsic value is 0. The spot and strike both are the same, and such an option is called an at the money option. Take example 3. Call option 3, the strike was 25,200. I was expecting the security to go above 25,200. However, the security price fell to 25,000, which means it went below my expected levels. And in such a case, although the spot minus strike difference is minus 200, the intrinsic value, as I said, cannot be negative. And therefore, the formula takes the floor value 0 and shows me an intrinsic value of 0. This is an option which is out of the money. Key thing to note: the intrinsic value of both at the money and out of the money option is 0. But that doesn't mean they are same. One option is at a break-even condition. Even if my spot price goes to 25,005, I will still have some intrinsic value here. However, For me to get any value in an out of the money option, the out of the money option has to increase and cross my strike price levels. So even if the security goes to 199, I'm still out of the money. Then at 25 200, I am at the money. And then at 25 201, I'm in the money. So from a technical perspective, although the intrinsic value is zero for at the money and out of the money options, but they are different per se. Let's look at the put options with a very similar set of data. When you purchase a put option, you expect the market to go below your strike price. Put option 1, strike price 24750. I was expecting the security or the market to go below this. However, the market went above to 25,000, and my intrinsic value, which is now strike minus spot, turns out to be negative but takes a floor value of 0. This is an out of the money put option. Like call option 2, a put option 2 is at the money. No difference between the spot and strike. You are at a break even condition. Whereas option 3, your strike price was 25,150. The expectation was that the security or the market will go below this strike, and the market obliged. It went to 25,000, an intrinsic value of 150, and this is an in the money option. So, in a nutshell, when we say intrinsic value of options and moneyness of options, intrinsic value of options explains you how much is the profit related to an option, and moneyness is the label associated with that option. Is the option an in the money option, at the money option, or out of the money option? I hope this was easy to understand. Thank you so much.